My name is Mira. This is not just a story. This is my life. This is the story of how one woman stood alone against the world and raised 2 daughters without any support. My father was a clerk in a private firm. He earned little, but he carried himself with dignity. My mother was a homemaker, disciplined and gentle, managing our small household with remarkable efficiency. My elder sister Maya was serious and responsible, and I was the youngest daughter, pampered one, sheltered in affection. We were not wealthy, but we were secure. Our house was small, 2 rooms, 1 kitchen, and a tiny balcony. But it was always full of laughter. Father used to bring sweets sometimes. On Sundays, we all sat together and watched TV. Mother would make special dosa, and we would fight over who got the crispy one. I was only 8 years old when our life changed forever. That day, it was raining heavily. Father did not return home on time. Mother kept going to the door again and again. I remember she looked worried. Late at night, 2 strangers came to our house. They spoke softly to Mom. I couldn't understand everything, but I heard one word clearly: accident. Mother rushed to the hospital. My sister and I waited at home with our neighbor auntie. I was scared. I kept asking, "When will Father come?" But Father never came back. He died that night. I did not understand death properly at that age. I only understood absence, the absence of his laughter, his gentle hand on my head, his habit of bringing small treats home. Mom did not cry loudly. She did not fall unconscious. She simply became silent, but her silence was heavier than tears. After the funeral, relatives stayed for a few days. They gave advice. Some said, "You have 2 daughters. Life will be very hard." Some said, "You are still young. You can remarry." Mom listened quietly. One evening, when everyone was sitting in the hall, one relative said, "How will you manage alone?" Mom looked at us and said firmly, "I am not alone. I have my daughters. I will raise them well." After that, slowly, everyone left. The house became empty. There was no regular income. Father's salary stopped. There was a small insurance amount, but it was not enough for 2 girls' education and future marriages. I once saw my mother seated before my father's photograph late at night, her shoulders trembling in silent grief. She did not allow us to witness her despair during daylight. In the morning, she rose before dawn, prepared our breakfast, and sent us to school with steady hands. From that day onward, she became both mother and father. She had never worked outside before, but she did not waste time feeling helpless. Within a week, she started searching for work. She began cooking in 2 houses in the mornings. In the afternoons, she cleaned another house. At night, she stitched clothes. Our hall slowly filled with sewing materials. I used to sit beside her and watch her work. Sometimes her fingers would get pricked by the needle. A small drop of blood would appear. "Ma, it's bleeding," I would say. She would smile and reply, "It's nothing. Go and study." School fees were always a tension. Maya's school teacher sent reminders again and again. One day, Mom opened her small steel box where she kept money. There was not enough. The next morning, she removed the thin gold chain from her neck, the last piece of jewelry she had, and went out. When she came back, her neck was empty, but she held the school fee receipt in her hand. Maya cried when she understood what Mom had done. But Mom said only one thing: Gold can be bought again. Education cannot. That day, I realized how strong she was. There were many days when money was so little that we had only rice and rasam for dinner. But Mom would say happily, "Simple food is healthy." She never let us feel poor. During festivals, she bought us simple dresses. For herself, she wore old saris. When we asked her to buy something new, she would say, "I have enough." But we knew she was lying. She worked from morning till late night. Sometimes I woke up at midnight and saw her stitching under the small yellow bulb. Her back would be bent, her eyes red with tiredness. Still, she never complained. People in our neighborhood sometimes said cruel things. "Why educate daughters so much?" someone said. "They will go to another house after marriage." Mom replied calmly, "My daughters are not burdens. They are my strength." Years passed slowly. Maya completed her studies and got a job. When she received her first salary, she placed it in Mother's hands. I remember Mom crying that day. "Your father's dream is coming true," she said. But even when my sister started earning, Mom did not stop working. She was thinking about our future marriages. In our society, marriage expenses are heavy. Mom did not believe in dowry, but she wanted our weddings to be respectful and simple. She started saving every rupee. She joined small savings groups. She reduced her own expenses even more. Years passed. A good marriage proposal came for Maya. The boy was kind and from a decent family. They did not demand anything. Still, weddings cost money. Mom sold a small piece of land that Father had bought years ago. It was the last property in his name. I saw her holding the documents for a long time before signing. That land was Father's dream for the future. But for Mom, our future was more important. Maya's wedding was simple and beautiful. Mother managed everything: cooking arrangements, decorations, guests. She did not sit even for a minute. But when Maya left after marriage, Mom came to our room and cried loudly for the first time in years. "She was sleeping next to me since she was born," she said. I hugged her tightly. After that, it was just the two of us, Mom and me. Soon, it was my turn to finish studies. I studied hard because I did not want Mother's sacrifices to go waste. Even when I told her, "Mom, please rest now. I will work and take care of you," she refused. "As long as I can work, I will work," she said. When a marriage proposal came for me, I was scared. "Mom, don't spend too much," I said. She smiled. A mother does not count money when it comes to her child's happiness. She gave me simple gold bangles she had saved over years. She had bought them little by little whenever she could. On my wedding day, I looked at her more than I looked at myself. She was wearing an old sari, but she looked beautiful. When I left the house after marriage, I felt something breaking inside me. That small house held every memory of my childhood. Father's laughter, Mother's tears, our fights, our dreams. After my marriage, Mom lived alone. Maya was in different city. I also moved to another place with my husband. We called her every day. We visited as often as possible. But nights were long for her. One day, I visited her without telling her. I saw her sitting near Father's photo. "I have done my duty," she was saying softly. "Our daughters are well settled." Her voice was calm, but her eyes were full of loneliness. "Mom," I called. She quickly wiped her tears and smiled. "Why are you crying?" she asked me instead. That is how mothers are. Even in their pain, they worry about us. Now, we two sisters are married into good families. We are educated and independent because of her. People say we are lucky. Yes, we are lucky, because we had a mother who never gave up. Last year, on her birthday, we planned a surprise. We repaired the house, painted the walls, bought her a comfortable bed and a new cupboard. We also framed a big photo of Father and placed it in the hall. When Mom saw everything, she was shocked. "Why did you spend so much?" she asked. "For the woman who spent her whole life for us," I replied. She hugged us tightly. Even now, when I hug her, I feel like a small child again. Sometimes I think, what if she had given up after Father's death? What if she had chosen an easier life? What if she had listened to people who said daughters are burdens? Our lives would have been different. But she chose the harder path. She chose sleepless nights. She chose bleeding fingers. She chose hunger. She chose strength. She chose us. Today, she lives alone in that same house. The house is quiet, but it is full of memories. Whenever I visit her, I sit beside her and rest my head on her lap. She strokes my hair like she used to when I was 8 years old. I asked her, "Mom, are you happy?" She always says, "I am the happiest mother in the world. My daughters are my success." But deep inside, I know she still misses us every day. This story is not about sadness. It is about courage. It is about a woman who lost her husband, but did not lose hope. It is about a mother who turned her pain into power. I am the youngest daughter, the one who saw her struggle closely. I saw her tears at night. I saw her hide her hunger. I saw her strength. If I become even half the woman she is, I would feel proud. Because my mother did not just raise 2 daughters. She built 2 futures with her own hands. And for me, she will always be the strongest, most beautiful woman in the world.